there's an incredibly powerful psychology concept that can help build rapport and trust and dramatically increase your sales. And the crazy thing is that you're already doing it and you probably don't even know it. What am I talking about? And how can you leverage this even when you are thousands of miles away from potential customers? Well, you better keep watching. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the concept called mirroring. So what is mirroring? Mirroring is the way that we use, this is according to Psychology Today, both verbal and nonverbal cues to create a sense of closeness, to help build rapport, and to help drive deeper connection with other people. Now, most of the time, this is happening when we are in person with people or across the screen, but there is a way that we can also do this through our product copy and our Amazon listings and anything that you are doing online. But before we get into how to do this, let's dive a little bit deeper into what mirroring is and why it's so powerful. So mirroring is something most of the time that is happening on an unconscious level. For example, if you're on a first date or you're out with a friend and they cross their arms and then you cross your arms, they lean in. Then you lean in. They say a word, you say that same word, and you're not intentionally trying to do this. You are simply following an instinctive cue as a way to be able to bond. Essentially, you are reflecting that person back to them. We all have a natural likeness of similarity and sameness. And so this is probably something that has evolved over many hundreds and thousands of years as a way to identify people that are safe for us to spend time around. However, there are also people that use this in a manipulative way, either good or bad. So, for example, if you are with a counselor and they want you to feel really safe and able to open up, they may mirror you to help you feel more comfortable being vulnerable in their presence. On the other side, if you're around a narcissist or a salesperson or somebody that has less than savory intentions, they may proactively use mirroring as a way to get you to lower your defenses. So this is something that you want to be aware of, and it's something that we can all be very vulnerable to and fall victim to because it is so incredibly subtle. So Psychology Today tells us that this concept of mirroring is called the chameleon effect. And that is our tendency to mimic the expressions and gestures of others. And the chameleon effect almost functions as a kind of social glue, keeps us connected to others and makes us feel that others are more like us than not. So again, it's really all about that similarity. So how can we take something that is rooted in body language and conversation and translate that into something static like a product page where we don't have the ability to sit directly across from that person and talk with them and then help them subtly feel like we are of the same group? What do? That's where a couple of things become incredibly powerful. And there is a way to further turbocharge this way with AI if you are so inclined. And in order to dig into this a little bit more, I have pulled up a listing for us to look at together. Now I'm getting ready to leave town, and this is a product that I was shopping for this morning when I realized that packing my hair dryer and the big diffuser attachment, the thing that helps dry curly hair so that it doesn't become a frizzy mess, took up so much space in my carry-on, and I didn't have that space to give. So I wondered, is there some sort of universal diffuser attachment that will fit on any hairdryer and that will not take up so much room? Because every little square inch in that bag really counts. And so, as it turns out, unsurprising to no one, yes, there are ones that are not only universal, but they are collapsible. So even better than what I could have imagined. And so we today are going to be looking at the collapsible hair diffuser by the Curly Co. And this hack, this way that you can use mirroring in your Amazon listings, your product pages, your websites, your email copy, is to take the language directly from your customer's mouth. So it's not trying to sound sophisticated or elevated or professional. Now, if that's how your customers are talking about your product, then you'll want to. But instead, take it directly from their mouth so that they are seeing that what they are looking for, the way that they're going to interact with this product, the way that they're going to think about it is reflected in the language that you're using. And this item in particular really fails to do that. If we look at the bullets, you see maintain your natural texture while you blow away the frizz. That doesn't even make sense. And I cannot think of a curly girl that would say that. Constructed to adapt to almost any model of hairdryer, that's fine. Collapses to fit. There's really very little mention of the fact that this is something that is ideal for those that are traveling, that don't want to take up so much space in their bags, that it fits on a lot of different things. And probably the most important thing of all, that it is going to help you achieve really great looking curls. That's just not in there at all. And if we scroll down, they don't even have A+ content, a real missed opportunity here. There's a lot of things that if I got my hands on this listing, I would change and improve. And I feel very confident that we could help them sell way more product than what they already are. But so now, if we scroll down and we get into the reviews, this is where the hack comes in. So there is a few different parts of this. One is Amazon has started doing this AI summary of what customers are saying at the top of the reviews. And so that gives us the highlights of the things that a lot of people are talking about. So we see that one of the top things that people are saying is the customers like the hairdryer for its travelability. They mention it works well as a diffuser and is manageable for travel. So this travel theme is really coming up. Satisfied with the curls and diffuser quality. There are some potential issues of the construction itself, but we see works well, travelability, and curls. So these are the general topics. Now, this is not giving us the specific language that we actually need to be using in order to really mirror our customers and get them feeling like this is a product that is made for them and is going to address their needs. But this has given us some inspiration of where we need to look and what we need to be looking for in order to find those morsels. So here, if you wanted to use AI, you could download all of these reviews or use, I believe there are even AI extensions that can review all of the reviews and give you these morsels. But just because I'm doing this live in the moment, let's go ahead and just look at some of the things that people are talking about, because this is where we're going to really get those golden gems. So people are talking about how valuable it is that it's collapsible. So over and over again, people are saying how fantastic this is for traveling. But interestingly, so many people love this so much that they have realized that they don't simply want to use it for travel, that they just want to use it all of the time. Easy to pack. So that's something that we would definitely want to be looking at. Fabulous bouncy curls. So bouncy is one of those in-crowd mirroring kind of terms that we would absolutely want to include in the content of this product page, because bouncy is one of the ways that curly girls or curly guys or curly theys refer to the lightness and the nice ring shape and all of those little details that sort of encapsulates a lot of different concepts. So that's super important. Let's see what else here. Talking about curly travelers. And this is a case where we're not trying to survey all of the reviews. We're trying to find the ones of the people that love it, the people that they found this product and they are delighted by how great at work. So my hair is super curly and leaves it soft. So the texture might also be really important, that we're able to achieve something that is giving those hairs, not just helping them look good, but feel good and smooth. Frizz. So it talked about frizz in a weird kind of way that didn't really make sense, but we would want to talk about frizz. So you can see here, we don't have to continue going through, that seemed to make my hair a lot less heavy, so the curls are springier. So here's another example of some of that language that might be helpful to use. So you see how we go through here, and people are talking about the kinds of hair dryers that this works with, the ease of traveling with it, how it actually, the shape and quality and texture that it gives the curls, the lack of frizz. And that is where you really have the opportunity to help customers feel seen and understood and like, yes, this is the product for me. So now, what do you do if you don't have customers, or you just don't have enough reviews or things to work with? Or you're like, okay, that's great, but these are written reviews and this doesn't truly reflect how my customers actually really talk about this topic and product. That is where you have the whole internet at your disposal. Why just limit your research to Amazon or wherever your written reviews are? Go on Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, Quora, Facebook. Go find people talking about your product, your competitor's product, or the general category. So if you're selling something for curly hair, go and look and see what kind of curl talk topics are trending right now. Are there certain styling techniques that this can help with? For example, something called plopping, I know it's a weird word, was very popular about a year ago. And so that would be a way of signaling, of mirroring that you are part of the curl community by using a term like that. So understanding what's happening in the more kind of trendy sense, but also what are those core ways? What is that vocabulary and the phrasing and the way that people are engaging about the products? And the better that you can do this, then you're almost able to just take these little snippets. You're given the outline of the important points that customers really love about your product with that summary. And then you're able to take those phrases. Obviously, you don't want to just be copying people's reviews, especially if they're coming from other products that are not your own. But you can still take, they referred to curls in this particular way. They were talking about, there is a whole rating system for types of curls with how tight and coily the curls are. So there's 1A and 3B. So if you were talking about that, that would also be an indication that you are part of the in group. So mirroring, like I said, it can be used for better or for worse. I am not suggesting that you try to figure out ways to convince people that shouldn't be your customers to buy your product. This is really for how can you signal to your ideal customers that this is made with them in mind, that this is going to solve the problems that they are looking to solve, that this is going to help them achieve the results that they are after, whether you're selling something for curly hair or a professional service or a software, the same thing applies. They need to see their needs and their language and their way of communicating around this thing reflected back in your product pages. And when you're able to do that really effectively, sky is the limit. And there's one thing that you can do on top of this mirroring to make all of this effort even more effective for truly incredible results. So you better watch the video that's coming up next to learn what that is and how to put it into action.